What's good, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Same soup, just reheated, but nah, it's going pretty good. I had to do it, man. I had
I
to say
haven't
it.
heard that one before. That's a good one.
That's my catchphrase. I say that at work all the time.
Dude,
I'm like, yo, what's going on?
that's a
Same soup,
catchphrase.
just reheated.
Yeah,
You know.
I have my own catchphrase, but I normally do it at the end, not at the beginning.
Okay, well,
So
make
maybe
it
I'll do it today
more.
for you. Oh man. All right, cool. So we are back. We have been a little bit on hiatus for a couple weeks or so. So
Yeah.
how have your last couple weeks been?
They've been productive actually.
Good.
Um, yeah, pretty productive. I've gone back and remastered some stuff, and I took some stuff down. I'm putting things back up because I'm remastering things, and
Right.
well, re-recorded a few things, and
Yeah.
no, it's been pretty good.
Oh, good, man. That's great. You're looking good, by the way.
I got that
You're
filter.
looking. You got that filter on. Right, right,
I
right.
got the filter on. He's
Yeah.
like, help me. No, man, no.
No, you're looking good, man. You're looking a little brighter, a little more alive. I mean, dare I say, you look a little thinner, actually. So that's great.
Yeah, first thing first, I have to thank COVID for allowing me to get to the stems because I couldn't really eat, and so first I want to thank that. But and I also want to thank it for zapping my energy for a long time ago. But now I'm starting to get my energy back.
Good, good. You're feeling good, I assume.
I'm feeling a whole lot better.
Good,
But yeah, it's one
good.
of those things, just being healthy and just
Yeah,
just doing what I do.
staying active for sure.
Yeah, man, I work out like 5 days a week.
Nice. That's awesome. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta start getting back to the gym myself. That's for sure. That's for
Bro, man, just
sure.
work out at home. I'm a
Time slips
hustler,
away,
man.
man.
No.
Yeah, these last couple of weeks have been, for me, been a little productive, but a little bit more chaotic for me. Dealing with some family issues still, a little roller coaster there, and work as well. But trying to stay on top of it all. But one thing's for sure, the time just flies. It flies
For
by.
real, man.
Holy man. It's nuts. It's true what they say too. The older you get, I think the faster time goes. Have you noticed that?
Well, and the weird thing is like, and I think what it is because we do, as we get older, we do so much more stuff. We
Yeah.
take so much more things on, right?
Right. Yeah, we take
So
put
now
more things
we'll
on
always
our
say,
list,
there's not
right?
enough time in the day. There's not enough time in the day. Well, the time hasn't changed, bro. You just added some stuff to your plate. You know?
Exactly true. Absolutely true. And as like self musicians and songwriters and producers, there's a lot to do, man. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
really is. Cool, cool, cool.
It's,
All right, my friend. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the question of the day, as we always do here. And I think it's my turn this week, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Yeah. Yes, you.
You went last time, right? Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Let me go ahead and go this time. So I do have a question. It's kind of a two-parter question. So answer it any way you want, but I'm going to put it in two parts. So I know that you recently released some singles and that they're doing rather well on the streaming services, which is great. Kudos, congratulations, by the
Thank
way.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So my question stems from that. And the question is that how do you think, speaking from your personal experience that you've experienced lately, how do you think that an artist should release their music for maximum streams, and how often should you release? So, how often, and like what, real quick, like what would be the methodology on how to go about it?
Okay, so actually I can answer all this in like one whole thing because
Great.
um from what I've learned, you know, let me back up. So as artists, right, we're like, oh yeah, we gotta release an album. That's the thing. Release a full album, a full project,
Mhm.
and all this and that. But it's like when we release a full project where no one knows who we are, it's
Right.
like, what is it? Like, how are you gonna promote like every song on that album as like a hit or as like a really good song? You really can't,
Mhm.
So that's why what I do is I'm now releasing singles.
And only singles.
And I'm only releasing singles. And if I want to release a project, it'll be the things where it's like if I release 10 singles, that project will have all 10 of those songs on it and maybe two additional ones.
Okay.
Right.
Now, let me stop you a second. Those two additional ones, they only get released with the project. You'll never release those two extra ones on their own. Is that
No,
correct?
they'll actually get released later on their own.
Ah,
Right?
okay.
Yeah. Because it's like, what I'm going to do is like, because I've already started scheduling my releases now. Like I have a single coming out like maybe every 4 to 5 weeks now. You know,
Or 5 weeks.
4 to 5 weeks. Yeah. So it's like probably like almost like every month, right? I have a new song coming out.
Okay.
Because I want the listener to know that, you know, that I'm being active. I'm constantly making new stuff and I'm constantly pushing it. I'm constantly being creative and, you know, and I want to, you know, get that out there, right? So
Right.
I don't want to sit on a song or a project and let like 6 months go by and all of a sudden I'm going, what happened? Like I've lost my flow. I've lost my momentum. Well, hell, no one knew who I really was except for that subset of people, right? Because at Spotify, they have, what is it called? Release radar or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's like on that subset of people, but now I have to tap back in months later to try to get that subset of people back on top of new people, right? And new listeners. So for me, I'm like, you know what? I will release something every month, 4 to 5 weeks. So while they're vibing off of this song, all of a sudden I get something to release radar, right? Saying this person has this new single coming out and it drops. They get notified in the app. Oh, let's go check out that new song while they're listening to the other song, right? Mm-hmm. And so while they're listening to, like, for instance, while they're listening to Rise, I released my last single, The Mirror, right? So while Rise is being played, the Mirror comes out. Now they're starting to hit the mirror and they're like, oh, okay. You know, now I got 2 songs being actively streamed. Mm-hmm. And so what that does is what I'm learning is the Spotify algorithm is that once things start flowing in and your music is starting to be really in rotation and Spotify begins to make playlists. And I think I have 2 now that's called On Repeat, and I have another one that Spotify made, right? And it's like, and I'm learning like as I keep releasing music, it keeps dropping in these listeners' release radar and that new song while the other ones are being played, right? So it's instead of having one big project, right, that gets released, let's say now, and then I don't do anything for like 6 months. I got something constantly being fed to the listener.
Because you've already uploaded to your distributor and scheduled those every 4 to 5 weeks to be released.
Already there. And then what that also does is, it also can create pitches. You can also pitch the song far in advance. Right. So it's like when I have that single coming out, and let's say I have a single coming out on September 29th, right? And so that's already been in there. I pitched it down to the Spotify curators. Okay. And I have another one that's scheduled at the end of October. Okay. That's been pitched to the curators. I have another one coming out November 26th, right? That is being pitched to the Spotify curators. So that I'm giving them time to listen to the track, all of them to listen and vibe to it. I'm like, okay, I want to add that to my playlist. And they can already pre-save it. So when it drops, it's in their playlist. Got it. Okay, so let's bring it all in because that was a lot of info. So once, which is all good info, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But going back to the original question, in a nutshell. I'm like, I release every 4 weeks, every few weeks. I'm gonna say every month, once a month. I release once a month, a single every month. A single every month. Okay. I no longer release albums. Okay. Until I get a nice subset of singles I can put together as an album. Right. And I'm constantly giving the listener something new to hear. And then you're always staggering them out, you know, like real quick, how many songs at this point in time do you have already uploaded and just waiting for their release date? Right now, I have a total of 6 songs, so like
Okay.
6 months.
So 6 months worth, and those 6 songs are all being currently pitched to the curators for playlists, and
Yep.
it gives them 1 to all the way to 6 months to
Yeah.
get picked up for those lists. Meanwhile, they're just you're waiting for them to be released. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like as the single drops, of course, like on my social media, as a release gets close, I will promote that single saying, "Hey, coming soon," blah blah blah, for social media and all that.
Sure.
When it comes to the curators, I like to have the releases scheduled at least 4 weeks in advance
Okay.
to give them time to listen to the song, to add it to their playlist.
Okay, and then now a follow-up question.
Mhm.
With the Mirror and Rise, let's talk about those 2 songs specifically because they're your 2 most recent releases, correct?
Mhm.
Give us an idea of what your streaming numbers look like right now.
Right now, for the mirror was kind of sketchy because I released it quick.
Okay.
I didn't give the curators time to listen to it. The mirror was something that was so important to me. I recorded it, I mixed it, I mastered it, and I released it.
Okay.
Which was like a mistake on my part, right? Because I didn't give them access to really listen. But right now on the mirror, I have the song came out on the 31st. I have a few hundred streams of that so far.
Okay.
But that's just from listeners who are familiar with Rise.
Okay.
Because it's on the release radar, they're grabbing it. But in Rise, I have over 60,000 streams.
Nice. Congratulations. So 6.
Yeah, thanks. And that's the one that was pitched early. It was told, I let them. So I don't know where it's sitting at. I haven't gotten my report yet from Spotify to see like what playlist that they're on.
Okay.
But I'm on. I do have one that's called On Repeat. That one. I have another one that's called, of course, Release Radar. There's like 3 or 4 different playlists that Spotify created with that song on it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's some pretty good information right there.
Yeah, man. Every few weeks, man. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
Yeah, because I stopped. That's why I stopped.
We got a lot out of that question. That's great.
Yeah, that's why I stopped creating albums, because being independent, like no one knows who you are.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to create some traction.
You really do.
Yeah.
You really do.
And releasing singles seems to be one of the best ways to do that for an independent artist that no one, and no offense, but that no one knows yet, right? No one knows yet.
Yeah, no one knows who I have. And I looked at my catalog. I have all this music out. And I'm like, it used to bother me. Why do I not have any traction? But I was like, I did release it close because I looked at my distributor. I'm like, yeah, uploaded at this date, but released like a week later. Oh,
got it.
I didn't give them time to really listen, because even when you go on to Spotify and you pitch it, they don't listen to it right away. They're not going to.
That makes sense. And I'm learning as I go too, because when I released Corazón del Sol on my Spotify, I haven't even checked my numbers, but I bet you $5 are not very high. Even though I did a little promotion, I did not do any submitting to curator lists or anything like that, or playlists, because at that moment I didn't really get it, and I'm still learning it. But that makes a lot of sense, actually. So
yeah, you gotta give them time to listen to it.
For sure. Okay.
They say like the 4 weeks should be the bare minimum.
Okay.
Longer, so that's why I say like 4 to 5 weeks, or even like 6 weeks. I always say like every month I have a song coming out.
Right. But now you've got 1 all the way to 6. So like the last one has 6 months to find a place. The 5th one has 5 months, and so forth. So that's great.
Yeah, and see, I don't know what it looks like on the back end because I'm not a curator, but I'm sure like if there's new curators that come on board, they get these songs, and they see them, and they can easily, okay, let's check that one out. So 6 months later, I can have another song that comes out, right? And I don't know, it can be on I don't know how many playlists, right? Because I gave it time to. I let it kind of marinate, Let them get in there and listen to it and vibe to it. Like, okay, I want to
marinate for sure. Sure. Cool. All right, cool, man. Great info. Thank you.
Yeah, man, my pleasure, dude.
All right, cool. All right, you are up, sir.
All right, so my question for you is, and this has been bugging me, but
oh no,
no, it's not bad. But what is your opinion? Because because I shut it down like a long like I when I make my comments on social media. But what is your opinion on all these online mastering tools that you can supposedly upload your track to this service and they'll master it within minutes? You can download and master the track. Like, how do you feel about that?
Okay,
Like
so
master, like
all right. So my first, I'll give you two parts to my question, as I typically do. Two answers. One, I've never used them. So let's just get that out of the open. I've never used any of them. And the reason being, and here's the second part, is because I've always heard things that are not very favorable to the process. In other words, they're very, I mean, you might as well just slap a kind of compressor and then just be on your way, because that's essentially probably all they do.
That's all they do.
Yeah. So there's no customization. You just submit it, they give it back to you, collect your 20, 30, 40 bucks and they're off, right?
Yeah.
So I think that it's better, like my recent songs I'm mastering on my own, but there are a few that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give this one to somebody else because I want to have fresh ears on it, right? So I'll give it to other people to master. And if there's something that comes back and I'm like, you know what, I don't feel enough bass, or I don't feel enough high end, or whatever the case is, I can talk to that person that I've hired to master, and they can make the adjustment and do another one. So I think, I think personally that that's probably the better way to go. If we ever get to the point where it's literally submitting and it comes down perfectly, then that would be amazing. But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Nah.
You know, I do photography as well, right? So if I'm taking my photos, let's say I take a wedding, right? I do a wedding, and let's say there's just 1,000 photos. If I'm going to pop it into Lightroom or something like that, and if there was just one button to perfect all those 1,000 photos, that'd be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Right?
But that button is never, ever going to happen. It just doesn't work out that way, you know? So the same thing with this mastering stuff. It depends on the music. It depends on the beat. It depends on, there's so many, you know, so many details of it. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. So, and because and I'm sure you agree, I care about my music. I care what people listen to. I care how it is presented and listened to. So of course I want to go ahead and give it the what's the word I'm looking for? The attention it deserves.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying, right? So yeah. So there's my long-winded answer.
No, man, I agree with you. I just want to make sure, because for some reason, like I went on my Facebook, my IG, I keep seeing these things. Use eMaster. People go, oh yeah, I upload my master. My song sounds great. I'm like, you guys have no idea what mastering really is.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get to our homework and our accountability section. So I will go first again this week, and then we'll turn it around next time. So on my list, I had 4 things from last time. Work it on Around the Moon, finish vocals and do a premix. Continue on my BBC template. 3, write a song, write a new song. And then 4, continue with my composition of Dancing with Devils. Okay. So let me go ahead and start with number 1. Around the Moon, I actually created I had a melody going, and after a while listening to it, I wasn't digging it as much anymore. So I kind of went back to the drawing board, got a little bit more fine-tuning with the whole thing, and pretty much almost revamped the entire melody. So that's where I got to. So I'm not going to play anything because it would just be the same from what you were listening to before. But that being said, now with the new melody that I have, I feel way more confident about this new melody, and it just seems to be working really well. It seems to be jiving and working with everything that's going on. So I'm glad I took that time to redo it. So now my next step on that is now with my melody, add the lyrics on top of that. I have to adjust probably melody and lyric so they go hand in hand. But I did start a pre-mix on it. I worked on all my, because I have live drums on this one. So I went through all my drums, fine-tune them, press them, level them, the whole thing. So I did do a pre-mix on that. So next thing is I just got to work on the lyrics, do the vocals, and then finish the mix. And done. Nice. And then I will submit it 2 months in advance with curators and play.
There you go. Right? There you go, bro.
There we go. Lesson learned. See, I was listening.
I hear you. I get
you. Number 2, BBC template. Still working on it. It's going to take a while, but yes, I'm done with all the strings. I've been working on the, one thing I did do is that I actually went back with the strings, and I'll tell you why. Because I was kind of using it for my own purposes, but I know that, and I think I mentioned this last time, that I had some people email me saying that they kind of wanted to get their hands on a template of mine. Mm-hmm. So I kind of went back because I started setting levels in my mixer. And I realized that if anyone ever uses this template, that their mixers are all going to be unity. They're all going to be at 0. Yep. So I kind of had to go back and put everything back in 0 and readjust my gain levels and everything, so that if anyone does use this template, that they don't have to worry about that. They're just going to be hopefully as ready to go as possible. So I kind of went through that with that new methodology. And so I'm moving forward with that. So I did do that with all the strings, working on the brass right now. And then I've got the woodwinds to go. So it's still going to be a while, but still working on that. So that was number 2. Number 3, I did write a new song for it right now. The title of the song is called A Part of You, but that's a working title. And as before, I have like a piano demo with the melody sort of a situation. So let me go ahead and play a portion of that for you. And let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, okay? Here we go. Cool. So that gives you a little idea of what that song's all about. And yeah, just kind of like a piano, sketching out my piano, sketching out my structure, and then just kind of laying like a melody track on top of it so that the musical part of it is pretty much ready to go. So
I like that, dude. I see where you're going with that. So yeah, I can't wait till you finish that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've been, when it comes to songwriting, one of the things that I've always had a struggle with has been melody. Chord progressions I'm pretty good at, structure I'm pretty good at, lyrics I'm pretty good at, but melody has always been very not that it's difficult. It just sometimes escapes me a little bit. It's like I
Yeah.
can't really grab a good catchy melody, right? And the interesting thing is that I was listening to uh 80s music, 80s genre sort of stuff, and which is
Hmm.
probably one of my favorite things to listen to. And I was listening to, God, I don't remember if it was Human League or or Thompson Twins or something like that. And for some reason, it kind of struck me as I'm listening to this song for like the millionth time, literally, right? Something different hit me this time when I listened to it a few weeks ago. And I realized, there is a melody going on through the entire song. I don't know if you noticed, and I applied that to what you just heard. If you listen to the beginning intro, it's almost like a melody, but then the actual singing melody is completely independent from that intro melody. They
Yep.
don't really resemble. And I
Hmm.
started noticing that a lot about 80s music, which is super catchy, right? I mean, everyone still plays 80s music all over.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I started kind of adapting that. I'm like, I never noticed that before. I guess I should have a million years ago, but I never did. And then I'm like, okay. And now I'm trying to be very, what's the word? Very intentional about my melody writing. And I think
Yeah.
that it's hopefully paying off. So this is kind of a new chapter for me in my songwriting process. So
No, no, I get you. Yeah, sometimes the melody is rather difficult to come about, especially
Mhm.
when you're the writer of the song itself
Mhm.
or the composer, right?
Right.
Especially when you start with the music first,
Yeah.
and then you try to find a melody after that. You're going, okay, so where is it? Like, I like the way the music sounds, but how do I write to this now? Like, where is the melody?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Here's a funny story. So I'm sure you remember the Disney cartoon 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know if you remember, and I don't remember the character's name, but the main man of the house, the guy, the human that
yeah,
owned
yeah,
the
yeah,
Dalmatians, right? He was a
yeah.
songwriter. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
He was an actual songwriter, and I remember it always stuck with me that in there he'd be like, melody first, sort of a thing. And then he'd go from there. And I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh my God, that's right. He's always like melody first. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
because it's that's what we sing along to. That's what sticks in our memories. We don't chord progressions don't stick in our memory.
Yeah.
Structure doesn't
You're right.
stick in our memory.
Yes.
It's melody that we walk away humming and singing, right?
Yeah. And you know the part that you will hum more than anything is the hook.
Yeah.
That's why, people start calling it the chorus. They actually call it the hook because that is what hooks you.
Yeah,
That's what grabs you and pulls you in. So when the person like they know about a song and you start singing the hook, like, oh yeah, I know that song. I know that. But if you start singing the verse, they're like, what song is that? But then when you get to the hook, they're like, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You got a good hook. You gotta
Hook them.
yeah, you got a song, man. You gotta hook them.
Cool. All right, cool. And then my number 4, moving on, is Continue Dancing with Devils, which I did. I'm having a ton of fun. It's not done because I'm going to play you what I've got so far, but I'm having a ton of fun with this song or this composition piece, right? It's coming out like dark. It's coming out beautiful. I just
Nice.
keep adding layers of of orchestration, I should say, and just learning so much through the process. Even though I've got this hook melody or however you want to call it,
Mhm.
and it tends to repeat at certain places of the composition by orchestrating it differently and by giving it different layers and different flavors to that orchestration. It doesn't bore you, I guess, in a way, right? And that's
Yeah.
the process I'm in so that you're not bored, right? But in the process, I'm coming up with these counter melodies that are a lot of fun, that are just tend to reinforce the main melody, and give us a different dimension. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a lot of fun. So so the piece is a little over 4 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but let me play a little portion of the beginning so we remember what it is, and then I'll try to get to a part where things are starting to build a little bit. And let's see if I can pull this off. So
what you just described was reminding me back in a class at Berkeley about
you gotta drink something now. You said Berkeley.
Oh yeah, I know, right? I got coffee left. Okay, I gotta wait. But no, dude, it's like it reminded me because it's about songwriting and how you structure your hook.
Right.
Like you don't want the listener to be bored. You always want to add something a little bit more every single time, and
right,
coming back.
Right.
Because when that hook drops, it gets them hype even more. So
yeah.
That's you when you said that, I was like, damn, that reminds me of a class. That definitely was one of them.
And to add to that, here's the other crazy thing about this. I mean, this probably happens with all music, but I think it especially happens with orchestral music. Mm-hmm. You have this melody that's going, and then you repeat it and repeat it, right? When the second or third time that you repeat it, if you introduce like a new counter melody, even though the counter melody isn't as loud as the main melody, the counter melody is what your ear now draws to. It's something new, even though it's not as loud as the other one, but and that's what just like, oh, cool, something new, right? And it's bizarre how the mind works when it comes to that. But that's kind of like, that's how we roll, right? Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and try to I'm going to try to attempt this, and I'll jump around a little bit. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
I know. I love that one. The last one I played for you, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I love it.
I'm digging that. And see the way I listen is, I deal with spatial audio and mastering. I can already hear what that would sound like in the spatial audio setting.
Right.
Almost setting. Like just sitting right in the middle of it, and like how you have like your main chorus or your hook playing in your front, so all of a sudden you got the little subset of something brand new just started happening behind you.
Right.
You're like, what the hell is that? All of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or a sound will fly from here overhead to that. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
It's been a lot of fun lately, and I know that. So here's one of the struggles that I've been having recently, is that sometimes I feel I take too long to finish something, right? And it's not, I mean, I guess you can say part of it is just my perfectionism, right? But then at the same time, it's kind of like, well, it's not that I don't want to play something. Of course, I don't want to do anything half-assed, especially when it comes to music. But at the same time, I'm also trying to get the best of what I can possibly do for my skill level at that point in time. Because if I don't push myself to that edge, to that limit, then the next time I do the next piece or the next song or whatever, I want to then again push myself a little bit further too. And it's true that I'm not getting things out as quickly and finishing them as quickly as I would love to do. But then again, when I am done with it, hopefully I can come back to listening to it later and be like, you know what? I'm really glad I spent that extra time doing that, because that sounds, I'm happy with how that turned out, you know? So there is a little bit of a balancing act there that I'm still trying to.
But yeah, you gotta push yourself, man.
Work through.
Yeah, if you don't push yourself, that's the only way you're gonna improve and get better.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta push yourself. You gotta push past your limit.
Absolutely. And again, I've been learning a lot with this composition as far as structure and orchestration and counter melodies, as you just heard. So it's been a lot of fun for me. So, but still a work in progress.
Man, when you're done with it, make sure you take you know how Dorico, creates the sheet music for you. Make sure you get that and you frame and you make sure you get that and you bind it into like your own little book.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean?
Maybe like print big old
Yeah, dude, for real. It's like, you can actually create, you can do two things, like print it out, get it printed and put it like in a binder and like, yo, this is my song right here, right?
Or even a frame and put it on the wall. That'd be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude. And put each sheet next to each other.
Like, there you go. So different frames, right?
Big ass frame or whatever, like different frames or a real big one or whatever you want to do, man. And just
that's a great idea.
Because I think that right there. And I can already, one, I can tell you having fun with it. But two, that's probably like your biggest composition you've ever done.
Yeah, so far. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, take it, be proud of it, and frame it, man.
Yeah, totally. Sounds good to me.
Like, that is your first official composition right there.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. I've done some other ones, but this one's the most.
No, this is the one this is the official one. This is official right here.
Yeah.
Remember, your other ones were good, but no, this is official.
Yeah. This is like a theme level composition.
Because, dude, I can hear Disney all over that.
Sorry?
I can hear Disney all over that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Because, they put symphony to everything, even in their rides, dude, at the park.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They got some big time names.
Because I was listening to the beginning, I'm like, yo, that sound like that thing, like in a Haunted Mansion. Like, they ever want to change the music in a Haunted Mansion, that can use like a portion of that because of how it sounded, right? And I went back to that, And so, yeah, dude, you need to frame that, and when you're done with it, get a really good mix on it and master it and shop the hell out of that, and just
how it goes, yeah. If at the very least, hopefully it's a calling card. Hopefully it could be a calling card for future work. Maybe not this piece, but for future work, wherever it may come. So we'll see.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. So there we go. So that's my homework for this accountability round. So let's change to you, sir.
All right. So I guess I had 3 or something.
Yeah. Let me repeat yours. So you had 3. 1. Finish the master for Change for You. 2, write a new song. And 3, write a new song.
All right. So Change for You is amazing. It's done. It's completed.
Cool.
It's actually scheduled for release.
Nice.
In October. It drops in October.
Okay.
And it's in normal, 2-channel, and I did it in Dolby Atmos as well. So both mixes are done. But yeah, I love how it came out. It's a real fun song. I love the message behind it. And so yeah, that one is completely done.
Yay. And scheduled for October. Great.
Scheduled for October.
Beautiful.
So my next one I want to bring up is called "I Never Knew." I had put that out before, but I pulled it down because I redid the bass line. So in a way, it is kind of like a rewrite. I redid my verses and I made the verses, and I love how it sounds now. The bass line in there is so funky. Like it's really, it reminds me of like it's R&B. It's like an R&B neo soul type song,
Nice.
and it's real smooth and it's real chill.
Mhm.
So
Okay, cool. So let's go
yeah.
ahead and take a listen to I Never Knew. Let me go and share the screen. Here we go.
I never knew a love like this could exist. Baby, love you were the business, you were the. And it's destiny that we found each other, when we found each other, and how we found each other. Baby, love you were the key to my heart. You've been there for 40 years. Now it's time to start our journey together, through this life together, through any kind of weather. Now, I first must warn you, haters will come our way, because they want what we have. Cause what we have is real, and to them it appeals, and the jealousy is real. And this I promise you, I will always fight for you, no matter what they say or do. Why? Because baby, I love you. I never knew a love like this even exists, that it could be so real. I never knew when it's said and done. Yeah, we were always one. We were both waiting for each other, and I never knew. It's been a long time coming. We found each other after a long time coming.
Nice. Now that's some baby making music, right?
Dude, right?
Right?
Telling
Were you thinking what I was thinking?
bruh? Man, it's just like, woo,
Yeah, you're just like,
for real, man. It's like, oh my goodness. Are you
Oh, my-
serious?
yeah. No. Nice, dude. Really good. I love the beat. I love the groove. Super, super cool. And I love the hook. I love how you're going like dancing between the singing and the,
Yeah.
it's really cool. I love it.
Appreciate it, man. That one was a lot of fun because I love having the Rhodes piano and the regular piano in there, and yeah, it was fun to redo.
Nice. No, really good. And so you said you rewrote it.
I rewrote it. I rewrote the track. I rewrote the song. I'm going to re-release it, and yeah, the original version. The bass line wasn't as bouncy as it is now.
Lyrics
the
were
Rhodes
the
was
same?
in there, but I added the regular piano in there too.
Were the lyrics the same and the structure
The
essentially?
lyrics are the same.
Okay.
The hook, what I did was I revamped the hook to where it's one way, that first hook you heard, but then when the hook is sang again, there's another layer to it. There's harmonies in there, right? So
Okay,
it's
so you're
like, there's harmony in the hook for when the hook is sang again. So
got it.
So when that hook drops again, you're like, ooh, wow, there's something else in there, right? So I take that whole structure of adding more to it as you go along. So
Got it. Nice. Well, it sounds great. Yeah, that's super. That's like some fine cognac right there.
Appreciate that, man. I'm telling you, that song right there, oof, man.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes. All
Uh,
right, cool. And then let's move on to new song number 2.
Yeah, new song number 2 is Love. This song it's not like it's new. The song was re-recorded. And And I called it new because I completely redid the hook and I redid the verses. I read, of course, the mix and master. And so the song is literally almost like it's brand new.
Okay.
I love the way it sounds. And you get to hear me sing a cappella in the beginning.
Nice.
So yeah, love it. It's another R&B slash hip hop song, but it's pretty good. And
Okay.
I'm singing most of it too. So
Nice. All right. So let me go share the screen once again. And here we go. So are you calling it Love or Love?
it's called Love.
Love.
It's called
Okay.
Love.
Here we go.
Talk about this Love, this love I have for you, baby. I love you unconditionally. Say these words with me. Love, this love I have for you, baby. I love you unconditionally. Say these words with me. This story started. I was once very broken hearted until you came into my life and turned my world upside down. Life as I knew it ended. Seems like everyone before you pretended to love me, and you became a unit before you said I do. 'Cause in my past life I loved you, because our souls are connected, intertwined and intermingled, baby. I love you before I met you. It's unconditional, not fictional. I'm talking about this love is L-O-V-E. This love I have for you, baby. I love you unconditionally. Say these words with me. L-O-V-E. This love I have for you, baby. I love you unconditionally. Say these words with me. Love, yeah, that's an understatement. Even throughout the years, it's never died for you, but only has grown for you, no matter what you.
Nice. That is sweet, dude. I love the
Yeah.
groove on that. That's just right out the bat, just like, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's really a lot of fun. I would imagine you had a lot of fun doing the acapella thing.
Dude, it was, and you know, it's weird because I was trying to think of how I wanted to start the song, because the song was literally just music, right?
Yeah.
And when the music drops, that's what it was. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let me take my hook and put it in the beginning.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. That song form right
Really
there.
changed it.
Love it. I'm gonna call you Mr. Nat King Cole. Right there.
Dude, man. And when people like they hear me sing, they're like, but your voice doesn't sound like it. Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's awesome, dude. No, I love that. That's a lot of fun. That's one of the funnest songs that I know that you have, actually. Really cool.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and that drops on November 26th.
November 26th. So just in time for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Or maybe just after, depending on the schedule.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. No, okay. I'm gonna need an advanced copy of that, by the way.
Don't worry, I got you, brother. I got you, brother. I got you. I hook you up.
Nice. All right, cool. Congratulations. That sounds great, dude. Sounds really, really like a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Very good, very good. Okay, so real quick, I have two real quick questions, and I don't want to go over in crazy time, so try and answer them as quickly as you can. These singles that you're releasing, how many are you going to collect before you do that album release collection?
I'm already doing it, actually, collecting. There's a total of, I have about, well, actually 10 of them, they're already about to be released, right? So those 6 that are coming out,
Okay.
right, in advance. And then I already have a few, like for instance, I Never Knew was technically already released, right? Because I have an ISRC for it. So that's actually one of them.
Okay.
So I already have them. So what I'm going to do is like after the 6 months, when that 6th single drops,
Right.
I'm going to drop the album like a month after that. Because again, I want that number 6, like to be played.
Right. Yeah. So this will be the 7th month in a row that you release something.
Exactly. And that's when the album drops. And on the album, it's going to contain like like one or two new songs. And when I do the pitch, right? Because when you pitch with Spotify, you can only pitch one song from the project, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch the new song that's contained on that project.
Okay.
Because when you release a project or the songs are already out, it'll say already released for each one. So with the new song, with the new song that's contained on there, that's what I'm going to pitch to the curators. So they're still getting the new song that's coming out being pitched.
Got it.
While the listener, they're going to see the collection of the entire album.
So then once again, so are you saying 10 songs plus 2 more? So a total of 12?
It's going to be like 12 songs. Yeah, because
okay.
And which is a nice cushion for me because again, remember, I have all these songs already scheduled for release. So now I can take my time with these next 2 songs, right? And get them ready for the album that drops. Because I'm going to name the album. The album's going to be called Home. And so it's like, I'm going to I can take my time with getting those other 2 songs done, right? And so then when the album gets put together, we're good to go.
Nice. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Come on. Your
favorite plugin of this week?
But man, the loudness meter by Waves.
The loudness meter by Waves.
It's dude, I gotta tell you the name of it right now. It's pretty like wonderful. Because I just started mastering more with make sure the my levels are right, the loudness and integrate levels and everything. But it's called LUFS. And
is it the WLM?
Yeah, the WLM plus loudness meter.
Loud and meter. Okay, let me put this on the screen so you can see. All right, so that's the one right there. Currently on sale for $29.
They got a sale right now, dude. $30 for a $400 plug-in.
So that's your favorite one right now?
Right now, yeah, because
okay.
Yeah, because I'm literally entering into the standard of making sure everything is leveled correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really legit. It's official. It's official.
It's official.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. And what was that? Okay, cool. Sweetness.
Yeah. What about you, man? What you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm actually just kind of, I know it's an older plugin, but I've just kind of discovered it and actually started using it on Around the Moon on my drum mix.
Okay.
And I'm just like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And then the plugin I'm talking about is, let me share it with you. It is the Sonics in Oxford Inflator. The UAD version, since I am part of the UAD ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my plugin right now that I've recently discovered on my own that I'm kind of like, this is pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice.
So you can use it like you can use it anywhere you want, really. You can use it on vocals, on a guitar track. You can use it on a bus, or you can use it as your final master bus for the whole entire mix. The way I discovered it right now on this new song was putting it on my drum bus. And it just really brought everything front, but without being too overpowering.
Not being overbearing.
A tremendous amount of presence, almost like a wraparound though. It's kind of interesting, right? It wasn't like in your face. It was more like, if you hear your center instruments, it was like a wraparound. It was kind of interesting how it sounds, but that's typically that's pretty much how I'm looking at it right now. So yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Cool. Okay, moving on. Any roadblocks that you had with your accountability stuff this round?
Nah, no roadblocks. Everything was flowing really good, man. I was just in there vibing, and it was good.
Nice. No, you got a lot done. That's awesome.
What about you, man?
Myself, again, little family stuff that I had to worry about, or a little work. Just time flew by for me these last couple of weeks. It really did. I was gone for LA for a little while. Yeah, it was kind of, you know, that was probably my biggest roadblock, is just time got away. So now things will hopefully get reined back in, and then hopefully I'll be a lot more productive this coming week. Yeah, I'm really I'm geared up to do so. So cool.
All right, cool.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk new homework, sir.
So for me, I want to complete the full master for that song I did like a while ago. I shared it a long time ago, but that song "Home."
Okay.
I want to complete the master on that.
Okay, great.
To the standard, and I want to, in a week's time, I'm gonna write 2 more new songs. 2 brand new songs out the gate. So that's what I'm going to be pushing for. Yeah. So literally, I want to finish "Home" with the mastering, and then I want to write 2 more new songs.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So 3 things in total then, right?
3 things in total. Yeah.
Sweetness. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so for myself, I'm going to be working on my lyrics and vocals and mix, if I can get there, for Around the World.
Okay.
Sorry, Around the World. Around the Moon, excuse me. I don't even know the title of my own song. And then I'll be able to hopefully share a snippet of that next week. So that's that. Continuing on my BBC template. I'm also going to be working on Dancing with Devils. And I am going to be putting out a new YouTube episode, which is called the 6, count them, 6 triads that you should be using in all of your songs. That is the title of that episode.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, most people only know 4 triads and completely miss these other 2. So hopefully that will bring to light some, that will help.
Right. Okay.
In my opinion, there are 6 triads that everyone should be using in their songs. So
Yeah.
that's what that episode is going to be all about. So.
Okay.
I'll
be waiting for it. I'll be watching it.
All right. Cool. So there we go. So those are my 4 things that I'm working on next week. Okay, cool. Next order of business, new music selection. So I sent you a song and you sent me a song.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at these songs real quick. Let's see. Do you want to go first or shall I?
No, man, let's keep the momentum on use first today. So let's go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
Fine. Wrong one, wrong button, sorry. All right, cool. So the song that you sent me was Break My Soul, the Queen's remix by Beyonce.
Yes.
And this unknown artist that you might have heard of, I think her name's Madonna.
I know some blonde-headed woman was on there.
I think she's up and coming or something like that.
Yeah, you know.
So, so I listened to the song, and at first I was like, okay, so hear me out on this, okay?
Come on.
I typically am not a huge fan of reusing a lot of other music and then just repackaging it and saying, hey, look, listen to the song, right? Yeah. It's done all the time. It started being done. I mean, when was the first instance? I think one of the first instances I remember, I'm going to take you back. Run DMC, Walk This Way.
Oh, yeah, but you got to remember, though, it wasn't like they redid it. They teamed up with Aerosmith.
You're right.
They teamed up with Aerosmith was like, yo.
You're right.
Let's connect, right?
That's fair. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And then the next big instance I remember was Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah, the one he got in trouble for.
What was
Yeah,
with
he got
the
in trouble for Ice Ice
Queen
Baby.
song, right?
Well, no, he got in trouble for Ice Ice Baby because
The
it
dun 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 dun
sample
dun.
that's Under Pressure by Queen.
Right, that's what I'm
That's
saying with
yeah,
Queen, right?
Queen and David Bowie. So
Okay.
actually, it's on David Bowie's album.
Yeah, and don't
But
get me wrong; those are great songs, are cool. But typically speaking, I'm not a huge fan of reusing to come up with a new song. So when I started listening
yeah,
to this new Beyonce one, I was like, I don't know, right? But then as I'm listening to it, I got what they were doing, and I'm like,
yes,
oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. And I
yeah,
thought, okay, all right, that's kind of cool. To where Madonna's song was talking about all these other past like
yep.
artists, actors, or actresses, or whatever,
Mhm.
where Beyonce was kind of doing the same thing, just more in the soul realm.
She
Like,
was talking about singers, current
right,
artists now, and yeah,
right,
it was a beautiful marriage on the song. It was
right,
like,
totally.
oh,
And then when I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. She's like, paying
she paid
off
homage to all of them.
props to the past singers and artists of the past. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was listening to the rest of it. It was a good mix. And by then I was totally into it.
It was grooving,
I
dude.
was
Because
grooving
it's
it by
like,
the end. Yeah. It's just at first I was like, I don't know.
especially when it starts like ooh
Yeah.
la la, I'm like, okay, what's going
Yeah.
on, right?
Right.
But then as you listen, you're like, yo,
Yeah.
that what? And you gotta. And here's the thing, though. This is the other beautiful thing. No one, hardly anyone, samples Madonna's music. Just like, because it's not allowed. Like she just won't let people.
Right.
But for this, they actually teamed up. Because if you look at the label for the song, it's like Beyonce and this ex Madonna.
And
Right? So
Madonna.
like
Right.
they
Yeah.
really
They're
teamed
both
up.
credited for the song. Right.
Yeah. And so, man, the song was so good. It's like I rarely buy like media anymore.
Right.
Like the last media things that I bought, like I bought Kendrick Lamar's new album on vinyl, and I bought Beyonce's this single on vinyl because
Nice.
of like
Okay.
how iconic it is.
That's
you know?
awesome.
And both of them are going to be here probably in the next few weeks. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I'm like, man, I gotta get my hands on that. I want that physical. And I don't want a CD. I wanted the vinyl for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Cool. Oh, hey, you know what? I forgot to share the screen real quick just so people can see what song I'm talking about.
That's it.
And that's
That's the one right there, man.
Cool.
That's the one.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You're up. What did I send you?
Yeah. So the one you sent me, I actually was really digging like Fast Times. Hold on. I gotta remember who she was again. Wait. Hang on. What is my Apple Music like trips out a lot? Oh yeah, there it is. I just had it. What the heck? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh man. Sabrina Carpenter. That's what
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
That's it. That's right. Anyways, but yeah, no. You know who she reminded me of was Dua Lipa a little bit, like the way she, like her style and how she sings it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Right. I was like, okay, I'm kind of feeling this. I'm kind of feeling this. This is real popular. This is real catchy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love like how they modernize it with the mix. Like, you know me, I'm all about hearing how a mix is done.
Okay.
So, I was just really sitting here listening to it. I was like, yo, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, So I was digging it, man. I can definitely see myself popping in the playlist and just keep grooving to it. So yeah, but she did remind me a lot of Dua Lipa.
Okay.
There's a song by Dua Lipa that's called Don't Start Now, I think.
Okay.
And it has the same type of groove to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the way Sabrina Carpenter, like how she had her own style on her own song.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I came across that song a little while ago, and I know of Sabrina Carpenter because if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, she was an actress on like a Disney type show or something like that back in the day, right?
Yeah.
and then she went to music, right? So I kind of remember her from there. And I think the first music that she put out was okay. It was, like a beginning
Yeah,
into
yeah,
but then with these, I was like, oh, these are actually pretty good. And there were some that were better than others, but definitely Fast Time is definitely one that I was like, hey, that's pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So
yeah. It was good. It was good.
yeah, it was really, really good. So cool. All right, sir. So I guess we are done for this week.
Yeah,
we got through it. Yay!
I know, right? Like till next time, yeah, we'll get it.
I know, right? So, we're not going to plan to do any more hiatuses up till further notice.
No, we're good on that.
We'll meet up next week. So today's actually Tuesday, so we'll meet up again next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, that works.
I hope you have a wonderful week, pal.
Hey, you too, my man. Yeah, man. Let me know. I'll be here.
2 songs, and I know because you're crushing it, man. That's all I can say is you're crushing it.
I do what I can.
Yeah, no, keep going. Just come up for air from time to time,
for real.
All right, cool, pal. All right, well, here's my catchphrase. It's been a real slice.
There it is. Okay.
All right, man. All right, man. Have a good one. We'll talk later. All right.
You sound good, man. I'll talk to you later.